Hi, good morning, traders. My name is Jibo Victor Mangena. Welcome to the NFP Elliott Wave Analysis. Today is the 1st of September, the first Friday of the month. So we know that there's NFP data that's going to be released from the US today. So this rare data plays a significant role in moving the market direction. So I'm going to do a quick video just focusing on the US dollar pairs, just to see what opportunities we can get during the release of the data. The chart normally gives us sort of an insight into the perceived market direction. So we don't necessarily focus on the data because we don't know what the data is going to come out at. So what we have, the only tool that we have to focus is the chart. So that's why we're going to use the chart to focus to see what the possibility of the movement is going to be during the NFP. So we're going to start first with Euro US dollar. So if you've been following my videos, you know how we analyze this one, the whole cycle of the full Euro US dollar cycle has been analyzed from as far back as 1994, where market data is available. So what we have now here is a labeling on this last string, the current last string on Euro US dollar. So we have this, if we just get a pen out, higher degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse. Okay, just going to make it clear and see what we're expecting. So just to get a drawing tool out, so we've got this first impulse, wave 1, we've got wave 2, and then we've got wave 3 in yellow, and here we had this wave 4. Wave 4 is this one here. That's what I anticipated to be a wave 4. So as you can see, the cycle is not complete because we still need to get a wave 5. So we should have wave 5, which is somewhere here out of the screen. I'll bring it up again when I take off the labelings. So underneath here, we've got the lower degree red, which is in red. I didn't label here because I didn't want to clutter the chart. But here is the lower degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's what we have currently. So if that is our lower degree 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we should have the same thing here. We should have a lower degree here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or it can be any other structure. So we're going to have another 1, 2, just undo that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do that clearly. 2, 3, man. Undo. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that will complete this whole Euro US dollar cycle that we are currently in, right? So for now, we are currently here between 1 and 2. So this is where we need to focus to see what trade we can possibly get during the NFP. So that's where I'm going to go and zoom in and see what we need to do there, right? So let's have a look. So that is the wave 3, which ended here. And this is the lower degree wave 5, as you can see. So it's that lower degree wave 4. Okay, so what are we expecting? So last time when we did analysis on this, we were on this channel, and I said if we break out of this channel, that is the opportunity to go long, right? So now it has broken out of the channel and it is coming back. So what I anticipate, what I'm expecting here is that this is what I think would happen here. So I'm thinking we're going to have some sort of a correction here and then a move down. Okay, after this down, that will retrace this channel, and then we're gonna go up. Okay, so that's what I'm anticipating here. This is the 4-hour chart. So let's just see it in the lower time frame to see how it looks on the 1-hour chart. This is a 4-hour chart. So now we're gonna go to the lower 1-hour time frame. Let's clear all drawings. Okay, so this is what we anticipate. So there are a number of possibilities here. So we broke out of this channel. This is the channel that we spoke about, that we broke out of, and now it's coming back to retrace. But this looks like an impulsive move, and it is now doing like some sort of a correction. So this is what we can possibly have. We can possibly have something like this before coming down. Okay, so currently, this is what is happening here. We've got this impulse here, and then you've got to have this impulse with the correction, right? And then the impulse continues before we get the move to the upside. Okay, so for now, maybe when the data is released immediately, you may get this quick spike to the upside. You may get this quick spike to the upside, but it may not be long-lived, and then it will go down. Or you must always anticipate all these possibilities, because if you're trading data release, you must know, you must have alternatives. You must know, you must be quick, obviously. So you need to, if you've got one scenario not playing out, you must be able to play the next one as quick as possible so that you do not miss out. Okay, so let's clear that. So that's what I'm anticipating. So another possibility, let's clear this drawing, is that this can just go straight down, then giving us the zigzag, 1, 2, 3, right? And then we go up. Because euro is still bullish. Whatever move to the downside is nothing but a correction. So we are still bullish on euro. So those are the two possibilities. I'm just going to go through them again. The first one is that we've got an impulse here, and this is correcting here, maybe in a three-wave fashion, which will then come and do something like this, and then go. If it does not do this up move first, it will. It's clear. It will just go down straight, giving us the zigzag, and then the move up. So either way, the move up is up. So it's just a matter of whether we're going to go up first and then go down, or we're just going to go down straight before we go up. Okay, so that's euro US dollar. So let's look at the next one. The next one that is very interesting is the New Zealand US dollar. I'm going to spend some time here just to go back to what our previous analysis was on New Zealand US dollar. Let's get it up. Right, so New Zealand US dollar, we go back to the daily chart. We started from scratch because this one has got the clearest structure of them all. Okay, let's switch everything off there. Right, if you've been following, this is still playing out to our analysis to the peep. What we have here, we had this impulse here to the downside. So from this impulse, we had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this looked like a leading diagonal in wave A. So this is a leading diagonal, and this whole leading diagonal is a wave A, and then this will be a B, and then this will be a C here. So let's see how this is playing out so far. And there's also a fractal playing out here. So as you see, there's always an impulse, and then this correction, 1, 2, 3. And leading diagonals always divides into 3 waves. As you can see here, 3 waves as well here. Let me draw that one properly. 3 waves here as well. And then after that, we get 3 waves between 3 and 4. There's obviously the 3 waves between 4 and 5 as well, as much as it's not that clear. All right? So that's what we're looking at there. Right, so this is that leading diagonal that we have there. And then we've got that A, B, C. So what I said last time was that this C may form exactly the same thing that has formed in A. So this is what we have currently. Let's just get the drawing tool like it again. We had the move up in wave 1. So in C, I'm expecting that we're going to have, we already had this one move, this one here. So 1, 1. So this one dropped, this one dropped. Okay, so what am I anticipating now? I'm anticipating that we're going to have this move, which is similar to this one here. And then the move down here before we get the upside. before we get the upside. And that whole thing will give us something like this. This will be like, we get a blue color. So I can join up all the A's and all the blues, A, B, C, giving us this three-wave zigzag here. And something else that is also interesting here, I'm going to take this off now. So remember, this move here is this move here. Okay, so that move went down and retraced at, this is 61%, exactly between 51 and 60. 50 to 61% fib. If you pull your fib from here to here, you'll see that this retraced at 50%, between 50 and 61%. So now here, if you pull the fib here and here, this is currently between 50 and 61%. So this is where we're anticipating that we're going to have the reversal to make this upside move here. Okay? And then that will give us this move, this ABC move that we're looking for, which is this one here. A, B, C. So we anticipate that C might form exactly the same pattern. And if you just go lower degree here, you can see that A, B, C here in the lower degree. This is your larger B. This is your lower degree A, B, C here. Right? So giving us a clear A, B, C correction for this impulse here. So this impulse comes and this correction by an ABC. So this is where we are now. We anticipate that we're going to start a reversal now. Right? So that's the daily. I'm going to go down to the 4-hour chart. See what's going on there. Right, so let's bring up the labeling. So this is that last piece that I was talking about, the one that is now retraced. As you can see, my fib, I've got my fib tool. It is currently here between 50 and 61. Okay, if we go to that one, the first one that I was talking about, and you do the same thing. If I pull my fib from 0 to the last one here, you will see that this has retraced at just under 61%. So this went up to the 61% area. It impulsed, retraced to the 61, and then it went up. So what are we anticipating? Exactly the same thing on this side. Exactly the same thing on this side. So possibilities are that this will just come drop around the 61 area before we get a move up. So similar to Euro US dollar, these are the possibilities. Let's take off the fib lines so that we can see clearly what's going on here. So this should reverse at any time now. So you know that when data is released, you normally get the spike and then it goes. So this is what could possibly happen. You may get this small spike to the downside and then a move up. Okay, so this New Zealand US dollar may have a spike to the downside and then a move up. But we'll see that when the data is released to see which direction we need to take. But otherwise, if that leaves us, if the market leaves us, or we are not able to get a proper entry and we are not able to assess the proper direction of the market, then what we do is, because we know that it's going to be going to the upside, the swing is going to change to the upside for a while, we're going to wait for that impulse. We're going to get an impulse. So when you get that impulse and you're not able to enter, don't chase it if you didn't get a good entry. So what you do is you wait for a lower correction flag, and then when this flag breaks to the upside, then you buy it, and then you let it ride. And then your stop loss will be just a few pips under the flag. So that's what you're going to do. All right. So that is Euro New Zealand. So let's see if we're going to get a reversal here. Let's just check here the divergence on the 4 hour to see what is going on. You can see divergence is also confirming what we are anticipating here. All right, so you've got this doing this, and then you've got this. I can't draw it properly. I don't know what's going on here. Let me clear and just try to move it up a bit. Bring this down. Okay, so divergence here. You can see there's divergence. Making lower lows, lower lows, lower lows. But this one is making higher lows, higher lows. See. So she's telling us that this trend is about to reverse. Okay. Next one is EuroCAD. EuroCAD is an interesting one. We already have a trade on this one here. And take off my lines. We've got a trade that we're running from the top here. And I think we're going to change our target. And there's a good reason why I want us to change our target on this one. So if you remember, US dollar CAD, so remember that we had this impulse and we had all this correction here, which we labeled clearly to give us this entry here. So just to go through that correction, you guys have been trained in the Elliott wave corrections. As you can see, we've got 3 corrections, 1, 2, 3. This one is running, it's a regular flat, it's a zigzag, it's a zigzag. And then in between them, let's get another color. In between these corrections, you've got your sub corrections, okay, interconnectors, so whatever you want to call them. All right, and then when you label this, your first one is a W. And then the red is always an X. The second one is a Y. Now, because we've got 3 in this case, the third one will be a Z, and the reds are always X, right? So we are currently anticipating this big 1, 2, 3. It is nowhere done because this, we anticipate that it will be equals to this one here, but it does not go in a straight line. So let's go drill down here, see what's going on. Otherwise, we still need to get this to go down all the way to about 1,15. Okay, but here there's some correction going on, so that's what we need to look at to see what trade we're going to have there. Right, go down to the 4 hour chart, see the possibilities. So this is that swing. This is where we sold it and still running this trade all the way up here, right? So we had this retracement. We had, remember this is the impulse that's still going down when we're still bearish on this pair. We had this retracement here, okay? And then after this retracement, because we knew that this is bearish, we took another trade here to the downside, right? So we are currently a few hundred pips, about 300 pips on this one. All right, so there's a possibility that this will happen. So this is a retracement, and retracements are corrections. So retrace. So the possibility is that, let me just draw a blue line. You guys have heard me speaking about a blue line recently. All right, so this is the blue line. Now I'm showing you the strategy now that we employ. And this is identifying patterns. You guys know the different patterns that we've discussed. We've got a number of patterns, the flares, the zigzags, triangles, and all that. So here I'm anticipating that this will come and just break the extreme of this impulse, and it will go up again in this fashion. All right. Let me draw another blue line as well. Here is another blue line. So the blue lines are just indicators of where this swing, the start and the end of this swing. So possibilities are that this will complete this to come break, just break and then reverse. And then after it breaks here, this top here, then it will carry on with the move to the downside where we anticipate. That will make this, that impulse 1, 2, 3, going all the way down. This will be a continuation pattern. Okay. So currently we are here. So you can't take any new trades here. You just need to watch if we're going to have this reversal, because the other possibility is that this may just go all the way down without giving us this reversal. But if it comes up here and breaks this top again, that's another opportunity to sell this pair again. Okay, so that's where we are currently. Right. So we've got the trade running, another trade running that we took here. My target was somewhere down here, but we're going to change. Let's change the target to the blue line. Move your target up to the blue line to see what's going to happen at the blue line. Otherwise, you can hold it with your stop. With your stop, if you can move your stop here, if you're not afraid to risk your current profits, you can put your stop just above here and see what goes on here. All right, so you just need to be careful that it does not go take you out your stop. At least it can take you in a few pips profit, but you would have given up quite a few hundred pips here. But it's better to just take your profit at the blue line. That's where I'll be taking my profits for this specific trade. Otherwise, the long-term one, just running it risk-free. Right, so let's try and check what's going on in the lower time frame on the 1 hour maybe. Okay, loading the 1 hour chart. So on the 1 hour, we had that impulse, and you can see that this was the impulse, strong candles to the downside, and now it's going up correctively. So when this breaks, if this breaks before reversal, this will give us the move to the downside. But that move, remember that move is the one that's going to get to that blue line. I just don't have the blue line anymore. It will get to that blue line where we're anticipating that we're going to have a reversal. Okay, let's put up the labeling. So this is the blue line as I've drawn it here. So we're anticipating that it will break the blue line, then reverse. Otherwise, if it doesn't reverse and it just goes, then you're good. You can have this trade running and a long-term one running as well. Okay, that's US dollar CAD. It's clear. We discussed New Zealand US dollar. Okay, gold. Interesting gold. Let's go higher time frame, say 4 hour. This one is one of those pairs that I've been following our analysis to the pip. So gold. So this labeling, it looks like it's complicated when you don't understand what's going on. But as soon as I explain, you'll see that it's not as complicated as it looks. Okay. let's get started with this one. All right, so this is how you understand the labelings. All right, I'm going to take it off. So what you can see here on gold is that, as always, we had the impulse. Okay, I'm going to do the correction in a different color. So we had this correction. You see, this is the highest peak from this swing before this big correction. That's why I made it one swing there. And then after that, we had this correction, which I'll use a different color for. Make it pink. And then after that, we are having this here. All right, so if this is going to be a zigzag, this swing needs to be equals to this swing. And this, for this to be equal, this one needs to get to about 1,376, which is the ultimate target on gold, 1,376 minimum. So this will give us that impulse, and then it will make an A, B, A, C. This is why whatever happens here, pullbacks, when some people are saying, oh, now it's going down, we want to sell, we just hold the trade all the way to the upside, because we know that this sequence needs to be completed here. Okay, so we're going to have this A, B, C to the upside to be something like this. And that will give us a zigzag. Okay. So I'm going to take all this out. So now I'm going to bring up my labelings just to indicate. Show you again here. We've got W. We've got X. See, I'm connecting up all the yellows. And then we've got the Y. This is supposed to be at 1,376. You can see this is 1,376 here. That will be the Y. I've connected it up. And then I'm going to go a degree lower, which is the red degree. So under this W, there is this red W. There's a Y. So there's X. And then there's a Y. You can see that this is the swing just under this yellow one. All right? And then under this X as well, there's a red degree. Okay. And then here as well, there is a red degree, which is now been completed here. So what am I anticipating here? I'm anticipating that we're going to have a X, and then we complete our Y. Our red Y, which is just under the yellow Y. Okay, you guys have seen me do this analysis numerous times. Nothing has changed. It has just been as much as the market was unfolding, we just adjust it slightly, but it is conforming to exactly how we analyze it. Now we go to the lower degree. Lower than the red is the green degree. You can see WX, Y. Same thing here, just don't want to clutter it now because it won't be visible. See here under this red, same thing you would have here. Right, so let me just go straight to this swing. You can see that under each red, there's WXY. Under each WX, there's WXY. So similar here as well. We have this WXY. And this is now completed because this is now equals to this. So this is why I'm anticipating maybe a deeper correction here before we complete this move to the upside. That's gold. Okay, so this is where we are. This is where that W has completed. So what do we anticipate? I'm anticipating a bit of a deeper correction before it can be even deeper. It can be even deeper because now this is the larger W, right? You can see that when it was just a smaller WX, because this is a lower degree. So now the bigger degree obviously must be bigger and must correct deeper. That's why when you hear me talking about a correction, deeper correction, is because I'm now looking for a higher degree to correction. So here, higher degree, when it breaks out of this, it's a buy. Okay, so sometimes it may not go that deep. It may not go that deep, and you can just do something like this. All right, correction. It's a correction, and then it goes, giving us this zigzag here, and then it goes to our ultimate target of 1,376. Remember where we bought? We bought it here. Some people bought it on the break of this channel, but I missed it there. But I knew that when I miss a trade, I don't just rush in and buy, because I need to know where I put the stop loss. So it went up, broke, but because I missed the move, I let it go until I get a nice entry point, which has now made the flag. So we started doing the analysis on the, I think it was 23rd of July, the video that we sent on the 23rd of July, saying that, okay, this is broken, now we're looking for a flag. And it was before this flag formed. And when it formed and broke, we bought it here. So from here to where we are currently, we're almost about 700 pips around here. So we're anticipating this retracement here again. And then we're going to carry on to 1,376. That is gold. But for the NFP, what do we expect? We expect that maybe a sharp move to the lower side. And then as the market settles, then we're going to get eventually the upside move as well. Okay. So that is gold. Which one of the US dollar pairs? Okay. Just to do for interest, the last one that I'm going to do is the South African Rand. South African Rand, if I just switch off, you guys know you've seen this a couple of times. Let's go daily. This is the last one now. So it also has a very clear structure, and it has been confirming to our analysis. We have this zigzag, and we have this zigzag that we're anticipating for this to go eventually to 1150 area. And in between here, in between the zigzags, we've got this subcorrection. So if you're to label this, this will be your W, representing this whole zigzag W. The sub is the X. This could be a zigzag, and then it will be a Y. And then this move will be completed, and then we're going to get a strong move to the upside on this one. Okay, so let's just go a bit closer to this area because we've got a trade running here. It's clear. Go to the 4-hour chart, just check what's going on here. Okay, so here's another possibility here. I told you guys that our target is 1280 for the trade that we took here. The target is 1280, and here's the reason why. Be clear. Here's the reason why. So here it is. We had this impulse here. As you can see, this was a strong move to the upside. And then we got this correction, which could be an A. And you see that this is a B, which does not break the top. And then this will be a C. So now the blue line is the start of the impulse. Is the end of wave A on the correction, and the end of the impulse. So what happens more often, frequently, is that this pair always comes and breaks this blue line before reversing, and that will complete a pattern like this, which could be another regular flat, okay, before we get the move to the low side. And you see that this will give us this move. Let me just draw it with the green color. This will give us this move, And so that there's a three-wave move. Okay, so this just goes on in higher and higher degrees. So we already know one and this big move to the downside if this happens. But if it doesn't happen, there's a possibility that this can just spiral down to our 1180 target. But for now, target is here at 1280, where the blue line is. I'm going to plot the blue line. There's the blue line. Let's clear the other charts. Okay, this is where the blue line is. So it will just be broken and then it will reverse. So just put your take profit on the blue line. On the interest one that I forgot is the US dollar JPY. US dollar JPY. So US dollar JPY. If you guys remember the video that I released, very interesting pair, this one. This is the 4-hour chart. So we had this impulse here. And this impulse started correcting like this and like this. As soon as that happened, as soon as it did this, I went and drew my blue line at the extreme of the impulse and at the end of this wave A. So this always happens. So I anticipated that when it breaks here, then we're going to reverse here. So support and resistance traders would have thought this is broken and now we're going to the downside. But I was anticipating this break and then the reversal. But I wanted it to get to this blue line, but then that would have been an expanding flat. But what it has given me here is also a pattern that exists. This pattern here is a running flat. A running flat breaks the extreme of the impulse. As you can see that this is broken, and then it does not break the start the end of wave A or W. A is also a W. So this one is a running flat. It breaks the extreme, but does not break the end of wave A or W. So what happened there now is that it made this impulse to the downside. Impulse to the downside, and now it is busy correcting. So we're getting ready to sell this US dollar JPY. When this flag breaks to the downside, we are going all the way down. Remember, we're bearish on this pair if we check the previous videos. So here was just to take an opportunity of this correction because we knew what was going on. But it did not get to our target, and now we can take it off and anticipate this sell setup here. So US dollar JPY is a very interesting one. Okay, we do two more. That will be GU and GBPJPY. Pound US dollar. Pound US dollar, we are still in the big triangle. Just show you the triangle that we're looking at now here, the daily. So this is the triangle we're looking at here on pound. Not a triangle, actually, it's a leading diagonal. No, I'm struggling to draw. My mouse keeps moving around. All right. All right, if I were to label this, so be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And S with Euro, US, New Zealand, US dollar, this whole thing is an A. And after an A, obviously you expect a B. And after a B, you expect a C. So where are we currently? After the wave 5, we had this impulse to the downside, and now it is currently doing this correction here. So after that correction, we still anticipate that we're going to go all the way to the downside. All right. Let me bring up the labeling clearly. Just remember, this was the end of wave 5. When I take it to the lower time frame, 4 hours. This is where we shot it exactly to the peep on this blue box. Touch the blue box and reverse. That's where we sold it. So we had all these peeps to the downside. So the possibility here, it's a number of possibilities. This is what can happen here. So it was on wave 5, and then we had this move all the way to the downside. Okay. So what we're anticipating is, we're anticipating that this will give us 3 waves here. You can see it already made a flag. Right, so we're gonna want it to come and take the blue line. So remember what the blue line is. This blue line let's just get that wave 5 closer so you can see that this is where we're starting. And the blue line is right here at the top here. And this will be your, if we were to label this again, put on the labeling, this will be just to show what we're expecting. W, X, Y. So we'll get something like this. So if this is an expanding flat, it will break here and then come back. But it does not have to go and break, because if it doesn't break, then it becomes what we call a regular flat. And a regular flat, if it does not break, it will come and end around this area, which is the end of W. And that's where we can put in another blue line. I'm teaching you guys the strategy here. That is the blue line. And the strategy is just to understand how the patterns happen. And this is how you can find. So there are a number of options here. It can either come and break or go down. But if it doesn't, we don't know how this is going to be going. So if it's going something like this, as you can see, if it makes this impulse and then a correction like this, then it goes, makes another impulse, and then it goes, right? And then it breaks. We know that if this is our trend line here, if this is the trend line, when it is broken to the downside, when it breaks to the downside and corrects and makes a corrective flag, and do draw it properly. When it breaks the trend line, makes a corrective flag, we know that we are ready to reverse, to come and complete. And then we know we've got this trade. For now, there's a possibility of this trade to the upside. Okay, so that's pound US dollar. Last one. Last one is pound JPY. This one I won't go into detail. I'll just show you the pattern that we're looking at here. We've got a bet pattern that is already playing out and conforms to all the fib rules. Let's just draw it quickly. This will be your X, this will be your A, B, C. We already spot it here. So the possibility is that this will correct to the 50% area before they move up. So just go, I can do it for you now, just to check where the 50% area will be. Right, let's check. If we pull the fib here, because this is already going, it's a long-term long on this one. If we take the shim from 0 to where it reversed, this is the 50. The 50 is at 141.10. The 61 is at 140.68. So anywhere around here, if it comes to this area, then it's an opportunity to buy it again. Okay, you can buy it again if you want, or you can just let it run with the current trade that you have. So this is the 4 hour. Let me go to the 1 hour chart, see what's going on, see if it's trying to move down to that side. Yes, so if you look at the 1 hour, if you look at the 1 hour, see what's going on here. This whole thing is a correction. And when this breaks to the downside, it will eventually come to this 51-60% area. It will not be going down, it will just be correcting, giving us these 3 waves, right? And then after that, it carries on with our current bias. So here you can see also that we've got this impulse, and then it's correcting. So you can also look at this flag alone here. You can also look at this flag. When it breaks to the downside, you can take this quick short trade if you want, but this is not a safe trade to take. So I'd rather wait until the 50 to 61% area before going along again. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video. Good luck with the NFP data release this afternoon. All right, cheers. Happy trading. Bye-bye.